Yeah, you're good.
Okay. According to the letters of Robert Browning and Elizabeth Barrett Browning, passion is defined as an intense emotion, a compelling enthusiasm, or desire for someone or something. My name is Cassidy Hiles, and today I'm going to discuss the writing of Elizabeth Barrett Browning titled, How Do I Love Thee? To do this, I'm going to tell you a life story of my own, and then give you some background information about Elizabeth Barrett Browning herself, and then I will go into an analysis of some lines from her poem. So I have a question. Is there someone for everyone? Not everyone thinks that they will find love, or that love even exists. I, on the other hand, do believe that love does exist, and if you find it with the right person, it can be eternal love. My parents were together for 22 years. 18 of the years they were married, and then they got a divorce. The divorce was mutual, and they thought that their love together was going to last forever. They had the beautiful wedding, they had 2 kids, and everything was all perfect, and something just clicked between the two of them, and it was done. I believe that they still can find someone because age and past doesn't matter if it's with the right person. Luckily, Elizabeth Barrett Browning found the right person on the first try. I'm going to give you a timeline of her life real quick. In 1806, she was born in Dunham, England. By the age of 12, she had written her first epic poem, 4 books, that were comprised of 4 books of rhyming couplets, and she titled it Pope's Homer Done Over Again, or rather, Undone. Throughout time, she had read a lot of hard literature, well, what was considered hard literature for her age, and by the years 1832 through 1837, her family had seen some struggles. They were never poor, but they had moved 3 times. By the year 1845, one of her best friends had introduced her to Robert Browning. Soon after they got married, and by the year 1861, she had died in her home in his arms. By the year 1889, Robert himself passed away, and soon after, his daughter had published all of their love letters to each other in the book. By reading this book, I was able to find that their love for each other was very strong. Every letter that they wrote to each other was closed with the words, "Ever faithfully yours." After finding that their love was so strong, I looked further into one of her letters that was published as a poem titled, How Do I Love Thee? I will now analyze some of the lines from the poem and explain how her love for Robert was portrayed in these lines. In the first line, you can see that it says, How do I love thee, let me count the ways. In this part of the poem, she is literally telling you, I am going to tell you how many ways I love you. Lines 2 through 4 read, I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight for the ends of being and ideal grace. In these lines, I interpreted this as a 3D substance filling her soul. She's explaining that she's extending her soul into the real world. When she uses the word reach, I see a visual of her arms reaching out like so. And she's telling him, I love you this much. For lines 7 through 8, I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. The 2 ways that she says that she loves him in this part of the poem are freely and purely, and these 2 things are very simple. Love shouldn't be forced. It should be free. You should want to love somebody, not be forced into a relationship. When she says, strive for right, she's saying that you should be being morally right isn't something that you have to do, but it's something that you do of your free will. When she uses the words purely and praise, she's saying that the love that she has for him is pure love. There's nothing more to it, and that she wants to love without wanting any type of reward. Lines 9 through 10 read, I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. Right now, I want you to imagine a grief that you would have experienced in your life. Now use passion and the intensity of that feeling and convert it into love. What Elizabeth is saying in this part of the poem is that she says, I love you with all of the energy that I used to spend thinking about the bad things in my past. When she mentions childhood faith, she brings back a memory of joy as a child, such as Santa Claus, what we believed in, how it would bring so much joy to our lives when we were little. To close out her poem, she uses the word, she says, and if God choose, I shall love thee better after death. By now in the poem, she has claimed that every single breath that she has taken has been an expression of love towards Robert. And if God allows her, she wants to be able to find a new way of loving Robert even after death. This leads me into my conclusion. Love takes time, but there is someone out there for everyone. Elizabeth was able to find that everlasting love with Robert, and even though some couples don't always have the best of times, they see struggles after struggles, time after time, there is still someone out there for everyone, and I believe this is true even for my parents. No matter what their age or their past, love will find a way if it's meant to be. Here's my acknowledgments, my works cited, and image attributions. Thank you.